Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Yes. Brightest it can possibly be. It is 10... 10:20 a.m. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Let's go ahead and take a look at the let's go ahead and put the field of view on max. Put that at 8. Control vibration off. Let's keep it at medium. Yeah. Let's not have the subtitle background. Let's put that down at half. Okay. Literally nothing changes except, like, for simplified controls, everything is interact. Okay, let's just keep it at regular controls. Alright, let's begin. I know I haven't really explained what's going on, but we'll get to that here in a minute.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Maybe I should... Yeah. bring it down? Yeah. Yeah, that seems better. That seems better. Alright, so this is a game all about choice. This game is all about choice. You choose to do different things and it affects the story. He tells me to step out of my office, but my office is nice and safe. It's safe in here. It might be scary out there.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? Come fell under his responsibility. He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
And there you have it. That's one of the endings. In the original game for the Stanley Parable, released in 2017, released in 2013. It was released in 2013. There were 19 endings. There were a total of 19 endings in the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I think I'll need it snappy. I don't want it. Maybe I should bring my field of view down even further to 70. Yeah. I think my problem is that, like... Okay, I can't access that one yet. That is not an ending I can access just yet. Yeah. I think the issue was that, like, because my field of view was so so big, it felt like it was taking longer to respond when it wasn't. But one thing I can do right now is get an achievement. 3, 4, 5.
Please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Okay, here we go!
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Yeah.
I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. 20 clicks. I can do that. I'm on my way.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437. Okay, let's go. 437. Here we go.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
437! Woo! Here we go! Let's go!
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine. All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley.
There we go.
I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416. 416.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Yeah. Here we go. Come on.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5!
Yes! We did it!
Yeah!
Wow, that felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That is awesome. Now, I already got that achievement, so unfortunately we missed out on one of his, we missed out on, part of his dialogue, where he's like, just think, a few minutes ago you believed that a trophy was worth 5 little measly clicks. Really now, what were you thinking? But this game is just amazing. I absolutely love this game. This is one of my favorite games. It is one of the funniest games I've ever played, and I love it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I could disobey him, but there's one particular ending that I really want. Besides, everybody that plays this game automatically chooses to
Yet
disobey
there was
him.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
A broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope, I'm gonna stay here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Oh god, I love the narrator. I love all the dialogue that you can hear from the narrator. It's amazing.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own broom.
Yeah, here we go.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Oh, I love it. I love this game so much.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
He said the person at this computer. Man. They
Second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Yep, definitely not. But yeah, they redid a bunch of lines for the game. They re-recorded a bunch of lines for the game for the console versions, and yeah, we already got a little bit of that with that whole broom closet monologue, but I guess they forgot to swap out the word computer for screen. But anyway, ooh, broom closet.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can have controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay. Well, that's it. He's not going to say anymore, regardless of how long you spend there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. I can't see my reflection in the mirror. I'm a vampire! Can I watch some porn on this? Nah, it won't turn on. This computer's useless. Okay. Come on.
Stepping in.
There we go. So that's something you can do. Okay. Just wanted to check, make sure that it didn't change. Yeah, that is something that you can do. You can do that. And if you'll notice that you'll notice that the narrator isn't saying anything anymore. Because you left him in that room. He the narrator's voice is just kind of trapped in that room. So he can't really say anything about what you're doing. So now we just walk on back towards our office, but we don't go into our office. You'll notice that instead we have a door here. You are now leaving. Oh, yep. There's door 430 and desk 432. Escape pod bay at floor 760. We gotta go up 6 floors. Still, there's 760 floors in this building. That's insane. Whoa, wait, what? Desk 432. Desk 432. It's all looping. It's all one big loop. Well, that doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, none of the... And it's getting darker and darker the more you go up. And there's a red door. There's the red door. Floor 760. Yep. Escape pod launch bay. Dark corridor. Oh, there's the launch pod. Here we go. Oh. Nothing happens. Oh, and we got another ending. So that one I was very confused at for the longest time. I was confused exactly why that and why we never got to see that, and it's because you need the narrator. The narrator needs to be with you in order to actually in order for that whole cutscene to actually play out properly. But there's no way to actually take the narrator with you through that door. The only way you can open this door is if you leave the narrator. Because the narrator will say in one of the endings that we're going to be doing here soon that Stanley needs the narrator in order to make sense of the chaos and the confusion. Like, that's what the narrator's role is in this world. So, the fact that the narrator wasn't there just means that there are no answers to that. There is no definitive conclusion to that. It just stops and resets. But that is one of the endings. So.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Here we go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No! I like it.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
Yes.
Well, I have taken the same idea, but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer. Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Yes, it
Clearly,
would.
this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is
very long.
Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected Continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
I consider
Well, now,
myself lucky.
I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Well, that's another one of the endings. And the only way, and it doesn't like automatically restart on its own. You have to actually pause the game and begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Here we go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design.
Now we're gonna see what the other option
praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Yep.
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place
Yes,
to be?
it is. I like
Why don't
it.
we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yeah. You know what? I am kind of sick of it
I don't know how
now.
to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to
But
quit.
I want to hear
Any
all
of these
the-
points
Oh,
and so
I want to
many,
hear
many
you
more,
talk. I
all
love
of them
listening to
are
your
appropriate.
voice narrator.
I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Oh, I can maintain quite a while.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why
I
he's
love
in
the way
this
he says that.
parable.
Had long
His
ceased to
existence
function.
quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Alright. And the music is gonna play for a bit, but eventually it will stop. The music will stop, and once it stops, that's my cue to leave. So, I have the game audio down pretty low right now. That way there's no echo. But I'm gonna wait till it ends. So I'm just gonna be listening to the music for a bit for it to end. And there it goes. It just kind of stops. And so, there we go. That's it. That's the end. That's the end of that one. So that's 4 endings done.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Woo! Input received. Okay, now let's begin again. Because now we're going after another ending. I am trying to get all 6 endings that you can get within the first area of the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Input received. Begin the game again.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
All right. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, I did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go, oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
All right. And that's it. Now, next time we
staircase,
restart.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Input received.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find
Input
a trace
received.
of his co-workers.
That's 4. So, I'm going to go ahead and make my way over to the broom closet one final time. Wow, okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
That's
doors,
different.
he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
And there we go. You can't access the broom closet anymore. He has blocked off the broom closet, so you can't go in there anymore. This is the broom closet ending. This is how you get the broom closet ending. You just go in there, listen to all of his dialogue, you leave, and then in your next go-around, after the game is reset, you go in a second time, and then After he said what he needs to say, you reset, you come back, and this will be barred off. And at that point, you've gotten the broom closet ending. So we're just gonna reset, and because we already got the 4th button press for the inputs, the 5th one should be here in the office. And there we go. This is the 6th. This is the 6th ending we have gotten. Welcome to heaven. So yeah. See? You can just press buttons endlessly here. It's literally just a circle of buttons. I do wonder how many buttons there are in this whole circle. I wish I could figure it out, but unfortunately, they do every single one of these moves. Every single one of these moves, and so it would be just... Yeah, unfortunately, there's no angle for you to actually see every single button. And the pattern is very... It's just kind of all over the place. The patterns are all over the place. It doesn't seem like there is a coherent pattern here. So I'm not sure how you would figure out exactly how many buttons there are here. But I'm sure that there's got to be like at least 100 buttons per row, at least, maybe even more. So there's got to be at least 600 buttons here, probably more than that. But yeah, this is one of the endings. Heaven. Okay, I'm gonna leave because that noise is gonna get irritating after a while. I want to see if I can get one other ending. There's one more ending I want to see if I can get. Come on. Come on. I'm waiting for a very specific first screen. Because every once in a while the layout of the office will change. The layout of the office will change every once in a while. Perhaps I need to do another ending in order to actually trigger it.
Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to see if I can, like, speed run this, because I know that I know that that's a trophy you can get. I haven't tried it for the PlayStation version. I have not tried speedrunning it, though. So, I'm gonna try it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Aww,
Stanley calmly
I wanted to listen to the calming New Age music more. Alright, let's go ahead and keep going then.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But that says escape. Let's go check it out.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
No, I don't believe you.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I ain't gonna die. Oh, that's ominous. Maybe I should go back. Now, if you actually go back, he will say something. He will say something if you actually go back at this point. So let's just get there. I wish there was a sprint button.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
But we're gonna go ahead and go on with the narrator.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television.
I just wanted to show you guys
what
the
horrible
different
secret did this place hold?
the different dialogue options.
Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know. Do I?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each
Employee
bore the number
427.
of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
That's my office!
The lives of so many individuals
That's
reduced
my
to
office!
images on a screen.
That's in the corner.
Stanley,
That's on top of my that's on top of my
in this place where freedom
on top of my filing cabinets. So camera's hiding somewhere in there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No.
Yeah, I gave up on the speed run the moment he decided to play the calming new age music. Because there's no way you can do that at that point.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
It's time to turn it off. Oh. Narrator?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And there we go. That is the freedom ending. Alright, that's 7 endings. That is 7 endings. Let's see. Yeah. 7 endings. And let's see. 2 of the endings are inaccessible on the console version, unfortunately. As far as I can tell, there is no way to access 2 of the endings. One of the endings is called the Cheater's ending, where basically you activate server cheats. You activate server cheats, and then the narrator brings you to the serious room. And the narrator brings you to the serious room, and like he just kind of sentences you to a lifetime in that room, and then you can try using it again, and then you'll get more dialogue from him. But if you try it a third time, he won't say anything. He'll just be gone. So that's one of the endings that you can get in the PC version that is not available in the console version. I am playing the console version for this, but I mean, like, eventually, once I have the right equipment, I do plan on showing off the serious the cheaters ending as well as the party ending, which is the other one. Which is the other one that which is the other ending that you can get on PC. You use the console commands to basically activate specific cheat codes. One that makes you fly, one that makes the area around you. One that makes the area around you look like you're in a sea of stars. And if you're in the room with all the monitors, one of them basically turns it into a rave party, and complete with a disco that lowers from the ceiling. And there's one that just has a bunch of like fun little messages for the game that just kind of like scroll across your screen. And yeah, you use all of that to basically just kind of like create your own little party. In that area. And that is the party ending. And unfortunately, you can't access either of those endings in the console version, unfortunately. And there is one other ending in the game that I don't think I will be doing. I don't think I'll be doing one ending. There is one ending that requires you to push a button for 4 hours straight. And it's just not really possible on the console version because after about 2 hours, another button gets added. Now on the PC version, there are different things that you can use. Like you can use certain certain keypads or certain controllers in order to basically make it all automatic, so that it automatically like presses both buttons. But both buttons are pretty far away from each other. But basically, but basically on the PC version, you can increase the range of field for your interactiveness. And so you can just continue to press both buttons over and over and over again. Where on the console version, you have to run to each individual button, and given how slow Stanley is, and just how disorienting turning the camera constantly would be, there's no way I can keep that up for 4 hours. I'm sorry. It's just not possible on the console version. To get that ending. The controls aren't there for the console version. So as much as I would love to show that ending off, I just can't. So I will be showing off all 3 of those endings once I actually have the proper equipment to show it off on PC. I'll be showing all 3 of those endings off on PC when I have that equipment. But for the purpose of this playthrough, I will not be doing any of those 3 endings, and I will be focusing on the other endings. I will be focusing on all of the other endings, and I've already gotten 7 of them. I've already gotten 7 endings And let's see, there are 9 more endings. There are 9 more endings that I can get.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Alright, we got a nice little message from the missus, from Mrs. Stanley. That's very pleasant, that's very nice. I'm gonna try reloading just a couple more times, just to see if I can get lucky and get the, nope. You'll know I've got the right one when the office is blue instead of orange. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's working. So, I'll just have to keep trying. Woo! Papers.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Papers
decided to
everywhere.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked,
There's papers everywhere. That's good. That means that it can change. So now we just need to see if it can change to the blue office. Nope. Alright, last try. Alright, well, I will keep restarting until it finally gives me the one that I want, and that's when the next episode will be picked up. But yeah. So, we've gotten 7 different endings so far. We've still got 9 more to go. We've still got 9 more endings left to go. And yeah. So, I'm looking forward to playing more of this game. This game is like one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite games. I absolutely love it so much. But that's gonna do it for this video. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And if you have any suggestions of games for me to play, please let me know in the comment box below. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.